So, welcome to a very special edition of Mysteries of Radnarok. For the first time, my co-DM, the person that's helping keep this train going, Ace, playing the role of Asmodeus, is here in the flesh. You've heard him before, but now you've actually seen him. The nerdy gamer behind the...
What?
We're all nerdy gamers.
Hold on. No one asked you to call me out. Me and my Gundam army would like to have a word with you.
Where's your mountain of Mountain Dews cans?
I challenge you.
Put up.
Put up. Fair enough. The new guy sounds awful. You say that to yourself, hmm?
You're catching on.
Mm.
I'm gonna ban that guy. Hang on.
Anyways, we're doing a very special session with Wilrick specifically tonight because back in the cheese venture, he was told to seek out someone in the town of Hinkdale. And it's been brought up in the past few sessions, but Ace hasn't been able to make it. So we are kind of doing this little offshoot session to actually have that part of the story told and done. So we are coming back into the fold. So we're going to go ahead and kick things off. For those that are not familiar with kind of where we are, this kind of takes place during the last session, kind of as people are winding down, and while Helenestra was going to eavesdrop on Belto, talking to the mayor. So Panda, you're sitting there. Melog has gotten Xylith, kind of gotten her out of the situation where Xylith was trying to sneak in behind Helenestra to follow Belto. And Melog is starting to perform for the patrons and start to entertain them. You notice someone come in that's kind of cloaked and hooded. No one really pays attention to this figure that comes in, but this person comes over and comes to the bar, gets a drink, looks around a little bit, notices you. I need you to roll a perception check for me, please.
Yep. Let me just find perception.
That one with the P.
Yeah.
2. Okay. All you know all you know is pretty much this figure came in, sat down, got a drink, and is looking over to you. You have no idea why.
Mm.
But as this person has taken the drink, they've looked over to you a couple of times. Other than that, you don't really know anything about the person.
Okay.
Hey there, fair friend. What brings you to the bar this late?
Oh, hey! I guess they're performing.
Ace! I'm sorry. Just the pain, the visual pain that you freaking expressed when he said that to you was funny. Anyways.
Part of the character. Keep going.
Anyways.
That actually threw me off. Oh, hey! How are you? I'm just enjoying sitting down. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just gonna sit down and enjoy my time.
That's wonderful, friend. What brings you to this town?
Oh, yeah. We're on an adventure. I'm not great with my memory. We're meant to be discovering a shard, red shard. We're on a quest. We're on an adventure. That's all I know about it.
Wow, okay. I can't do this anymore. At that moment, the hooded figure reaches out with a surprisingly dark, like almost black hand, and like just grabs you on the shoulder. And Wilrick, you feel almost if a mental veil has been removed from you. almost as if like I don't know. The best way I could describe it is suddenly you're able to operate and act as if you didn't like have this mask on.
Okay.
And by the way, the two
Mhm.
other characters that would have rolled perception checks did not pass their perception checks, so they don't notice this happening.
So I grab you on the shoulder. This is getting old. Sir, are you here for the reason I think you're here?
I am.
So, Warwick,
Have you-
as you're hearing this, something very familiar. You haven't quite placed it yet, but the voice sounds familiar, the feeling sounds familiar, but it hasn't, because it's been different before. You're still not quite sure if this is who you think it might be. Roll an intelligence check for me, please.
Yep, let me find that as well. So,
Your intelligence is one of your best stats, so it
oh,
should
it's
be
up there. It's up there. I
should
was
be pretty
looking-
good. 15. Yeah. Okay. So it takes you a minute, but you figure out that this is Asmodeus now speaking through this individual or by this individual that's sitting next to you.
Okay. Oh, hey, oh my God. Oh, hey.
Do we need to pause? Okay.
It is good that I've got your attention now. It has been too long since we last spoke.
Yeah. It really has.
Ignore my little demon. It's fine.
You
So-
don't see someone there, but you kind of get a strange little veil of some kind of like outline of some other entity that might be like beyond this plane, but you see some kind of other outline, kind of a spectral thing.
Yes, exactly. No.
Come on, I gotta role
So-
play it somehow, right?
Yes, you're right. So, I needed to speak just with you, because it appears that we're getting closer and closer to your reason for being, your reason I have put you in this place. I must confess, I apologize for having you play this part that you're having to play, but I assure you, there is a reason. Now, is there anything you wish to report?
As you're thinking back, Wilrick, you think of the one time that you tried to wipe the kid's memory of his parents with the rabbit's foot. You think about the time when Millock shot you with the crossbow, like point blank, back in the carriage. You remember the whole adventure going out and finding cheese, and you realize that there were some things out in the swamp that, while you were on this quest for cheese, it didn't really register for you at the time, but there were certainly some weird magical presence in those woods that you were in.
Okay. So sorry. I'm just trying to think of what to actually say. I've across my journeys with this weird veil across everything being weird and distant. I recall a bunny stabbing me.
Yes, that was very unfortunate.
I recall frightening a child of one father's death.
That was way more fortunate, but not in the plan.
I have journeyed far and wide for cheese. Some disgusting cheese.
Yeah,
Many
I had to get your
things.
attention somehow.
But for is not everything has just been unlifted now. For my journeys.
Well, I must ask you, have you determined what this group's ultimate goal is yet?
Yes, they aim to seek a item, a presence called the Red Shard.
Hmm,
It is
I have heard of this.
It is an item that grants a power almost, from what I recollect, from a wish.
Oh, my sweet child, it does more than just give a slight bit of power. A little boost, you might even say. You want a boost? I'll show you just a little boost. With that, Asmodeus slaps you on the back. And while normally that would hurt, you feel like you could be taking a much stronger hit now without it hurting you. Rata, rata, rata. You have more HP now.
Okay.
That, my dear boy, that's a boost. That's a power up. This trinket they seek is far beyond that. This trinket that they seek could literally change the face of the world that we live on, for the better, for the worse, depending on who wields it.
Okay. My duty. I'm blessed. I am honored to receive this boost. My HP getting killed by a silly bunny is
Don't
forced.
even get started.
Has forced my
I have
ego.
plans for her.
Has put my ego down the drain. This boost shall encumber me for the future.
Don't you even worry about that little bunny. I have plans for her.
For my honor is wide and my loyalty is distant. My loyalty to you is forever growing. Is there anything else you need me to do? Anything that could aid?
Continue on this journey with them. Keep up this little charade. But I promise you that I will be right there with you at all times. You will never be without my guidance, my guiding hand to make sure that the right things happen when they need to. I unfortunately mean that this must mean you must put your mask on for a little while longer, but fret not. There is a reason and a rhyme to all things, and eventually I will be able to completely discard this facade that you must live in, and then you will realize your true potential.
I respect your judgment. I'll carry any burden that you lay upon me.
Ah, that's a good lad. I knew I rezzed you twice for a good reason. Now, my friend, with this, I must let you go, for if I linger too long, other people's dark desires might awaken, and we're not quite ready for that level of chaos yet. Until then, well, let's just say this. You'll know when my will is at your back. You'll know when I am watching you closely, and you'll know exactly when you need to strike. Thank you, small demon. Until then,
with that, you see the spectral form pull out something that looks oddly familiar. And as
you'll get, when you get to be my right hand man, this will be you. You just wait. This is what you want right here. This is the seat cake right here. But really, no. Sorry, now I'm distracted. No. Until then, well, I'm sorry, dear boy. There's something I must do that you're not gonna like.
You see a strange object, very similar, familiar, but by the time you recognize it, you've forgotten what it is. You know it's useful for something, but
when the next thought you have is you look over, pretty sure that you were talking to somebody, but nobody's in the seat next to you.
Roll a perception check for me, please.
Yup.
So you look back to where this individual was sitting, and as you kind of look around to see if where the individual could have gone, you see someone going out the front. While Banalog is still performing and Xylith is still up there with Mellog, he's kind of joining in with the fun as well. So is Reyna, and seemingly no one else has noticed this little transaction go on.
I'll just go, Well, okay. I'm gonna go back to my business. I don't know what's going on, but okay. Wow. And I just
The,
look at the table.
so you'd come over to the bar,
Yeah.
from the table that you were sitting at,
Yeah.
and the barkeep looks up at you and it's like, "You okay there? Your friend just left, but I'm guessing everything was cool."
Your guess is good as any. I don't know what you're on about, but okay. And then I just look at him and like,
All right,
yep.
all right. The barkeep comes in and is like, "Hey, stop annoying the customers! Let them have their fun." Remember the barmaid was the small dwarven
Yeah,
woman?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was there like trying to think back. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. And with that, you look around. Everything is going on. By this time, Helnestra is has come back from the back hallway. At that point, it's another couple minutes before the mayor and Belto step into the room, and Belto comes over and joins the group and introduces himself to the group and talk about everything that is that kind of has gone on, how he got there, what he's doing in here, and that's when the whole introduction part of that session happens.
Ba-da-ba.
Ba-dum-bum. Later on in the night, you actually don't get to sleep quite as easily, but it does take a little time for you to rest in, and you have a little moment of clarity that kind of you remember bits and pieces of the conversation that happened. You remember that that you're here for a reason. You're not sure what the reason is, but someone has your back. They're like, while you might feel like you still have this kind of fogginess to your mind of like, I don't feel like I'm person I am because of the head injury that you remember that you suffered, but you feel like there's a little more purpose in where you're going and what you're doing now that you didn't have before.
Yeah. Is there anything that I need to say? Am I asleep now, or am I?
Yes. So this kind of comes up as you're slowly drifting off to sleep. So you kind of have this.
You feel an ethereal force come over and punch you in the face. Go to sleep.
Oh no! I just got
You
planted.
pass out.
Oh my god! Oh.
And unless Asmodeus would like to do anything as far as influence a dream or anything.
Nah, short of getting him a wet willy, like.
Don't threaten me with a good time, sir. Do not threaten me.
That is exactly why I will not be infiltrating his dreams. I don't need to be anywhere near this boy when he's in his subconscious.
All right. And that will conclude our little mini session here. We've got a little more ways to go before we get to Elfrost, but we wanted to get this out of the way because this does play a part in the party getting to Elfrost. There's a lead up to this for a specific reason, which everyone will learn eventually. We've got at least another 2 sessions before we get there. Probably we're going to try to cut out as much of the sidetracking as we can to get to Elfrost, but there is one more stop along the way before the party actually gets to Elfrost. But everyone now has met the face and the voice behind Asmodeus, finally. And a widening of the plot.
Dun, dun, dun.
So for those that came and joined us on Twitch for the surprise session, thanks for jumping on, and thank you, Jack, for the raid at the beginning of the stream. Appreciate it. We will be resuming the campaign on this channel May 8th. We might do a extra session on May 1st, depending on whether or not with Rad we do a Among Us night for that day. Bobby will be running a one-shot since I will be away on the 24th, which would have been our next session. We're not sure if I will be hosting his channel or if he'll be streaming on my channel, but the rest of the party here will be participating in that one-shot for those that are able to make it, so recommend that you check that out. Thanks for watching, and everyone have a good night, good day, good morning, wherever you are.
Farewell, everyone.
Be the same.
Good night.
Good night.